I supported her through law school. Worked double shifts. Skipped holidays with my family. The day she passed the bar, she posted, "Self-made queen." Not a word about me. That night, I saw her with her professor. When I asked why, she said, "Because he's who I actually respect." I just nodded, then sent an email that made her career. It started off small. She was in her first year of law school, and I was working 60 hours a week to keep the lights on. We lived in a tiny one-bedroom apartment in Maplewood, just outside of St. Louis. The place had water stains on the ceiling, a heater that rattled like a dying lawnmower, and a neighbor who chain-smoked at all hours. But she made it feel like something more. She'd sit at the kitchen table, surrounded by books and highlighters, reading case law out loud. I'd listen while flipping burgers at the stove, half exhausted but still trying to remember things she said so I could talk to her about it later. When her eyes lit up talking about criminal justice reform, I'd think, "This is worth it. All of it." When she got a bad grade in contracts, I stayed up late printing practice quizzes from online law school forums. I made her coffee, rubbed her back when she cried, told her she wasn't a failure. She said, "I'd be lost without you." I believed her. I worked day shifts at a factory welding steel parts, and then drove straight to the gas station where I stocked coolers and ran the register until 2 a.m. I once passed out in my car during a snowstorm. Didn't even realize it until my manager banged on the window the next morning. Still, I didn't complain. I figured we were partners. I was doing my part until she could do hers. She started dressing sharper around her second year. Blazers, heels, new bags. I thought she just wanted to look professional for her internships. I didn't ask where the money came from because I trusted her. Then she began staying late on campus. Study groups, she said. Meetings with professors. One name kept coming up, Langston. "He's brilliant," she'd say. I didn't think much of it. Every student has a professor they admire. But then she started talking about him differently. Calling him Rick at home. Laughing about inside jokes. Saying things like, "You just don't get how intense law school is." That last line stuck with me. Like I was the outsider. Like I didn't belong in the world she was building. The real drift started about 6 months before the bar exam. She started getting cold. Not in big ways. Just less present. She stopped saying, "I love you," first. Sex became rare. When we did talk, she kept checking her phone. I chalked it up to stress. Then one night, I walked into the room while she was on a video call. She slammed the laptop shut so fast, it knocked over her coffee. She said it was just a classmate. That night, I checked the browser history. Zoom link. Private meeting. I didn't know how to process it. I wish I could say I confronted her then, but I didn't. I just kept going. Because I was scared that if I pushed too hard, I'd lose everything I'd already given up for her. When she passed the bar, I thought it was all going to be worth it. I imagined her coming home, jumping into my arms, crying, thanking me, maybe even proposing. I let myself dream, just for one day. Instead, I got a damn Instagram post. Self-made queen. Self-made? That post broke something in me. I waited up, thinking maybe she'd explain. Maybe it was just thoughtless. Then she came home smelling like whiskey and cologne. Laughing. Happy. Not with me. But with whoever she'd been with. That message from Langston. I can still see it in my head like it's burned into my brain. "You were incredible tonight. I've never seen you like that before." I asked her directly. "Claire, what is this?" She didn't even hesitate. "Because he's who I actually respect." I didn't say anything back. My mouth was dry. My chest was tight. I don't even remember walking into the other room. I just remember the noise of her snoring on the couch as I opened my laptop. The folder was already on my desktop. I'd started collecting screenshots weeks earlier when something in me started suspecting she was lying. I thought I was being paranoid. Now I was grateful I did it. I wrote the email to the law school's ethics board. I laid it all out. The texts, the late-night Zooms, the party photos where she was with him, sitting on his lap, drunk, laughing. I attached everything. I CC'd the dean. I blind CC'd a friend who worked as a local reporter. He once told me, "If you ever have a real story, something big, send it my way." I sent it all at once. Then I quietly packed a bag, grabbed my keys, and left. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't leave a note. Just walked out into the night. I moved into a cheap motel near Brentwood the next morning. The kind with scratchy sheets, flickering lights, and a deadbolt you didn't fully trust. But it was quiet. Nobody knew I was there. I didn't even tell my parents. I just needed to be alone while everything burned. 3 days passed. I didn't hear a word from Claire. Then, on the 4th day, my friend from the Post-Dispatch, Eric, called me. "Dude, what the hell did you send me?" He wasn't mad. He sounded stunned. "I've been digging into Langston. There's a history," he said. Apparently, there were rumors going back years about Langston getting a little too close with his female students. A few had quietly transferred or dropped out. But nothing ever stuck. No one had come forward publicly. Until now. Your stuff. Your screenshots. This is the kind of evidence that cracks the dam," Eric said. I didn't know what to say. I just sat there in that sticky motel chair, staring at the news playing silently on the TV. He told me the paper was prepping a story. That they'd reached out to the university for comment. That a formal investigation had been opened. Then Claire texted me. "Claire, what the F*** did you do? No, where are you? No apology. Just rage." I didn't respond. She called 6 times. Left a voicemail on the 3rd one. "You've ruined everything. You don't understand how the world works. I was finally getting noticed, and now they're trying to suspend me over ethics? Are you serious? You just blew up my whole career because your feelings got hurt?" I saved the voicemail. Later that day, Eric's story went live. It didn't name me, but it named Langston. And it included quotes from anonymous sources, including direct texts and email screenshots that matched the ones I sent. Claire's messages were in there. The ones where she called him her ticket to the top. The fallout was instant. Langston was placed on immediate leave. Students started speaking out on Twitter and Reddit, saying they'd always felt uncomfortable around him. The school was forced to announce a full internal review. And Claire? She lost her internship. The firm she was set to start with backed out. Pending investigation. I thought that would be the end of it. But it wasn't. Because 2 days after the story broke, I got served. Claire was suing me for defamation. Her name wasn't even in the article, but she claimed my actions and malicious intent had caused her to lose employment, reputation, and future earnings. I showed the court the screenshots, the voicemails, the messages. Her lawyer tried to argue that I'd hacked her devices. That I was bitter and trying to sabotage her. But then something strange happened. One of Langston's former students, someone I didn't know, a woman named Dana, sent me an email. She thanked me for speaking up, said she'd read the article, and that it gave her courage. She attached a sworn statement. Then another woman came forward. And another. Claire's defamation case? Dropped. Langston? Fired. Claire? The State Bar opened a character and fitness review on her file. Apparently, sexual impropriety for professional gain, and misuse of influence with academic staff are serious red flags. Especially when it looks like you manipulated a professor to give you advantages over other students. Still, she kept trying. She applied in another state. Tried to take the bar again. I kept quiet until I got another email from her old classmate. One who remembered Claire bragging at a party about how she'd played the game to get what she wanted. She had video. Claire, laughing, tipsy, saying, "It's not cheating if it's networking with benefits." That clip found its way into another article. After that, no state bar wanted to touch her. She went from being a rising star to a pariah in less than 6 months. After that second article dropped, the one with the video, Claire vanished. I didn't hear from her for almost 3 months. No texts. No calls. No social media posts. It was like she disappeared off the face of the earth. Until one night, around 2 a.m., my phone lit up with a message from a number I didn't recognize. Unknown. "You ruined me. I hope you're happy." I stared at it for a while. I didn't reply. I didn't delete it either. But that's when I realized she wasn't done. The next week, I got a call from my old manager at the gas station. He sounded weird, kind of nervous. "Nate, did you apply for unemployment recently?" I hadn't. I was already working at a warehouse job on the south side. Low stress, better pay, and I could finally breathe a little. He said someone had filed a claim using my name and social security number. But the address was wrong. I checked my credit report. 2 new credit cards I hadn't opened, both maxed out. Claire. I couldn't prove it was her, not directly. But the timing was too perfect, and the fraud was too targeted. She knew my info. She had copies of my tax forms from when I filed hers online during law school. I filed a police report. Froze my credit. Took weeks to clean it up. That was the first sign she wasn't going to go quietly. Then came the job applications. Eric called me again, said he'd heard Claire was trying to get hired as a paralegal under a different name, Clara Elston. She even dyed her hair red and moved down to Nashville. He only found out because one of his reporter friends in Tennessee had seen the bar scandal story and made the connection. She was trying to reinvent herself. Start over. Pretend none of it happened. So I sent that friend the original screenshots. The messages. The videos. Everything. He forwarded it to the firm she was interviewing at. Didn't take long for them to send her packing. After that, she went online. Started writing long posts about how she'd been emotionally abused by an insecure ex who weaponized her past. Called herself a victim of revenge porn, even though nothing I sent was sexual. She painted herself as some tragic figure. A bright woman destroyed by the patriarchy. People believed her, at first. Her posts got shared. Retweeted. A few influencers started defending her. But the internet has a short memory and a long reach. One of those influencers happened to tag the Post-Dispatch in their thread. Big mistake. Eric replied with a thread of his own. Linked the full article. The screenshots. The ethics review decision. The public record of her bar denial. The dean's statement. The lawsuit she filed against me and lost. The thread went viral, for the wrong reasons. Suddenly, people were quoting her old self-made queen post and dragging it through the mud. Self-made? Nah, just self-destructed. Used the professor, dumped her boyfriend, then blamed the patriarchy. Classic. Within 48 hours, her name was trending, for all the wrong reasons. Again. That's when she called me. I hadn't heard her voice since that night. Her name flashed on the screen, and for a second, I almost didn't answer. But I did. Her voice was quiet. Shaky. Nate, please. I'm sorry. I didn't say anything. I made mistakes, okay? I messed everything up. But I'm still a person. You don't have to keep ruining my life. I took a breath. Then I asked one question. Claire, do you think I ever mattered to you? There was a long pause. I don't know, she whispered. I hung up. After I hung up on Claire, I thought that was the end. I'd exposed her. She lost everything. No career. No second chance. Her name was poison in every legal circle from Missouri to Tennessee. The schools, the firms, the bar associations, they all wanted nothing to do with her. And still, she had the nerve to say I was the one ruining her life. But the truth? She wasn't done trying. 2 months later, I got a visit from the cops. Someone had filed a complaint against me, said I was harassing them, stalking them online. Said I had threatened them. It didn't take long for the officer to figure out the complaint was bogus. The woman listed didn't even match any address I'd ever visited. The officer looked uncomfortable. "We get these sometimes," he said. "Looks like someone's trying to make noise without proof." I didn't say her name. I didn't need to. But something in me snapped that day. Not in a rage way. Not like I wanted to hurt her. But I wanted to finish it. Really finish it. So I hired a lawyer. And I filed a lawsuit against Claire. Identity theft. Financial fraud. Defamation. This time, I wasn't alone. Eric gave me a folder full of documented patterns. Other people she tried to manipulate online. False claims. DM screenshots. Tweets she deleted. Accounts she created to post from. I also got in touch with Dana, the woman who'd come forward earlier. Turns out, Claire had threatened her privately after the article went live. Told her to watch what she says if she wants a future in law. We included that in the suit too. When Claire got served, she tried to fight it. Filed to dismiss. Claimed she was broke. Claimed I was trying to control her life. Didn't matter. We pushed forward. She couldn't afford legal help. She represented herself. Bad move. She started unraveling in court. First hearing, she tried to argue that I'd stolen her private conversations. Judge asked how I got them. She admitted they were on our shared account. Judge nodded and moved on. Second hearing, she cried in front of everyone. Said I'd manipulated her with money. My lawyer asked if she remembered telling people she used sex for internships. Claire, that was a joke. We played the video. Third hearing, we presented evidence of the credit card fraud and the unemployment scam. The judge paused and looked at her for a long time. Then he ruled. Claire owed me $89,000 in damages. She tried to appeal. Denied. She tried to declare bankruptcy. Judge ruled it non-dischargeable due to fraud. Now every check she earns, if she ever gets a job again, will be garnished until the day I'm paid back in full. That's not even the best part. A few months after the ruling, I got a call from a law school up in Chicago. They were doing an internal review of applicants for a paralegal certification program. Claire had tried again, under another fake name. They found her photo on the article Eric wrote. I confirmed it was her. They reported her for identity fraud and banned her from applying to any of their affiliate schools. That went on her record too. Every time she applies anywhere, my name follows her. Not because I'm chasing her, but because she left a trail, and I made sure every place she tried to hide knew exactly who she was. Now, she works part-time stocking shelves at a liquor store in a suburb outside Tulsa. I know because someone tagged her on Facebook, asking if she was that girl from the lawyer story. She deleted her account the next day. As for me, I took a year off. Traveled. Visited my parents again for the first real Christmas in years. I eventually used part of the money she owed me to start a small detailing business with a buddy. Simple work. Honest pay. Quiet life. I don't hate her anymore. I don't even think about her most days. But sometimes, late at night, when I drive by a courthouse or see someone studying in a cafe, I remember how close I came to throwing my life away for someone who never once saw me as her equal. She wanted to be a queen. But she forgot who built her castle. And in the end, she tore it down with her own hands. I just made sure the world watched.